So first hand, it's early game BB50, and there's a guy who makes a small raise. And what's specific about this hand is that we don't see the hard stats here, but I still remember this hand. It was played months ago, but I still remember this because I marked this for a reason. This guy was playing, his VPIP was something like 40, and his PFR was about 10, so he was super loose. So we're on the big blind, we're still on full stacks at BB50, so we have pocket queens, so what do? Well, obviously folding is out of question, and flatting is not very nice either, because it's queens and he's loose. So the standard thing to do would be to 3-bet, and then we need to think of a standard or good 3-betting size, how to maximize value against him. We can make it anywhere between 300 and 360. Fine, yeah, and we can take things post-flop and take it from there. But what is his opening range anyway? Let's think about this. Well, it's going to be... probably he's limping weak aces. So anything from ace deuce to ace 7 probably limps, doesn't raise. Some strong broadways will probably raise, hands like king queen, queen jack, and I would say obviously monsters are going to raise as well, unless he's the kind of a guy who wants to limp his aces, but whatever. We don't really worry about that. We don't, here it doesn't really worry us at all. So, or influence our decision that much. But he's going to have mediocre pocket pairs, maybe even all pocket pairs, unless he, yeah, depends. He might be limping pocket deuces to 5s or 6s or something, 6s or something like that. Or he's seen a video somewhere or read a book where it says that, yeah, you gotta open, whatever. Anyway, his range, bottom line is that his range is gonna be wide. But it's also, he's a loose guy, so it's very easy to make a little bit of a mistake here and not maximize for that, maximize your value with your queens. Because I am confident that versus these sorts of players, the most optimum way to play this hand is to jam. Because if this guy has a mediocre pocket pair, say pocket 6s for example, or pocket 7s or pocket 8s, he's not gonna be, he's playing 40-10. He doesn't think, he's not gonna put us on a hand. He's gonna look at his hand and see, ooh, I have 2 cards of the same number. This is a pair. This is pretty good. And let's gamble. And it's going to be, for most guys like this, it's impossible to ever fold a pocket pair if you jam over. At the same time, if you just make a small 3-bet and he calls, I mean, he's not going to fold the 7s or 8s or 9s or ace jack or ace queen or ace 10 any more to a 3x 3-bet than he's going to fold it to a jam, obviously. But what's going to happen is that if he misses the flop, if he has pocket 8s or 7s or 6s and the flop comes king 10 9, first of all, there's an overcard to your queens, which is going to make things a little ugly. But he's going to, like, you're not going to get any more value from him. He's going to fold to 3 overcards, most likely. Most people at least would do. Whereas if you jam here, you're going to maximize value against a lot of worse hands. Of course, if he happens to have aces or kings here, I mean, yeah, you're gonna be dead, or you're gonna be crushed, and you're probably gonna bust out. But we're not worried about that really. We want to maximize our value versus his range, and that's exactly what I do here. I jam. He thinks for a while, looks at his monster of a pair, 7s, and finds the call button. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I think if we just 3-bet small pre-flop and the flop is high, 3 overcards to him, there's a lot of hands that are just gonna fold and not gonna give us more value anymore. So this is how we maximize. Obviously, making any kind of a raise size is gonna be plus CV, but key word: maximize, optimize, and take it from there. Doesn't really matter, but we do hold, and I do double up and in a very good position for the tournament.